we are going to witness the genesis of the global revival that has been for so long awaited. However, just as is the case in Kenya, this revival is launched on the foundation of repentance and the complete turning away from sin and the return to holiness. So if there is any message that is resonating, coming forth from this pronounced visitation of the Lord Jehovah that is coming to your nations in Europe and elsewhere, then the message is that without holiness, you cannot sustain that revival. The message is that only holiness and righteousness through repentance sustains this revival. And Kenya is the classical case where repentance has continued to throb in the land, and holiness has been the hunger and the urge of every Christian in this big wave of revival. And that's why this revival has grown to greater heights, to tremendous heights of glory, even after 10 years. And so even as the Lord sends me this coming week, beginning early this next week, to Italy and eventually to Finland for the big healing service, the Lord is saying that when this revival arrives, even as the words of my tongue have spoken, may you please preserve this revival, preserve the gain, that you too may be at a lofty place of righteousness and be found ready on that very mighty day of reckoning, the day of rapture, the day of the glorious coming of the Messiah. May those who have ears listen to these words of the Lord and prepare the way in their hearts, bringing down the mountains of idolatry, the love of money, idolatry to sin, idolatry to events, idolatry to things of the world, idolatry to philosophies, ideologies, the many idolatries that have raised themselves above Christ in your hearts. May the Lord now bring down those idolatries, those mountains using this revival, and that He may have a way in your hearts that when the Messiah comes and the nations are gathered, that even your European nations, your Latin American nations, your North American nations, Asian nations, Australian nations, New Zealand nations, that all the nations may be given a chance to assemble unto the Lord. Shalom.